During our time in Puerto Rico, we were fortunate enough to meet many powerful and compassionate women. We spoke to 3 individuals about the realities of life as women in their communities. Here are their stories.
One thing that I think is really interesting from the female leaders in social movements are that they strategically work on developing connections, and that's essential in any social movement. Here we are in Loíza too, and this was the land of one of our few female cacicas. It's called Luisa, and that's why it's called Loíza in her honor. So here is the land of a female warrior who also defend the land.
I'm a woman. There's certain things that are not a choice. The things that you come into the world being who you are, and you claim who you are.
If it wasn't for feminism, I think I wouldn't be alive today because of everything I have struggled. But after me, I met other women, and I noticed how privileged I am, even though I have been through so much pain and so much oppression.
Even though you're very progressive, and man is still, sort of that dominant figure. But I think that because of the storms, right, Irma and Maria, you're beginning to see, especially within the young community, you're beginning to see the equality of labor and the coming together of community as equals.
So it is us, the women, that we have to get together and see how we can politicize that and play the game of politics in order to obtain our liberation. And we're not gonna do it by asking for permission or waiting for a man to do it. We have to do it ourselves.
I don't think you empower anyone. You don't give anyone power. People have to claim their power. What you can express is how you do, right? And others can learn from that or provide imagery or stories of people who have chosen to be powerful.
Adolfina Villanueva, she was a leader here that actually died defending her land.
We tried to meet with the governor. We stayed in front of his house for 3 days, just staying there, just to talk. He was on vacation somewhere else. We wanted to tell him that women were being killed every 7 days. They kill a woman here every 7 days. We wanted to tell him that there was a national crisis of women that are being killed. They don't care because it is not white, rich women. It is poor women. It's women from these communities, from our communities. Ask ourselves together what are our greatest pains and how can we politicize that. And it has to be violent, it has to be radical, and that's the hardest work. It's the hardest, especially in a very conservative, religious island like this one.
After Maria, we did a really interesting work. We went around different communities in Puerto Rico and asked particularly female leaders from those communities across the island. We talk about their needs, we talk about their feelings after Maria. So it was almost like a check-in with the emotions. And also there was a space in which they tell us what they have been doing to activate the community so they can transform the space after Maria.
And I don't care whether they're women or men. I bring people together that are about making the right choices, so that we can all live together, so that we can all be healthy, that we can all, live to our fruition, whatever that fruition and whatever that choice is.
Anybody who wants to be in the women's movement, they just have to know that it has to be intersectional and queer. And if it is not, it's not a women's movement. If it is white for high classes and they just want to get a higher raise, that's not feminism. Feminism has to be radical, has to be queer, and that means that it has to integrate everybody, however the hell they want to be and express themselves.
And I think anything that's unjust, and it's unjust for women, is also unjust for men. It's unjust for your man-child. It's unjust for your woman-child, right? So that the question becomes, how is it that you see being a woman within its broadest definitions, and how do you act upon those broad definitions to make sure that people feel comfortable in whatever skin they're in?
But you have to find out how your privilege, you can use it to help other people.
You live by example, and you live by doing. And anything that you don't find is just or is correct, you work to correct it. And if you can't correct it within that framework, then you develop your own.
I would work forever for the liberation. Even if we don't want to reach, we're not going to reach it, we know, but the becoming of liberation.
It's not the exclusion of anyone, it's the inclusion of all. No one can be ignored and no one can be invisible.